Alright, good evening everyone, my name is Schi and we are back on Mahjong Soul, this time to cover the Kaavi League number 0. We are in the third week of the league and we are about to witness Hanchan 5. So I'm gonna bring the current standings for everyone to see. Hang on just one moment. Okay, here we go. So we currently have, well, still as always, Kitara Gaming with plus 73.8 in first place currently, followed by Origami Mio, who has exactly plus 1.2, so slightly above 0, which means it's only a little more before Kitara is the only team in positive, but still. In third place we have Invincible Ichihime with minus 9.8, and in last place currently Hanchan with minus 65.2. So we're currently halfway in the league, still 4 Hanchan to go, and we're gonna cover 1 Hanchan here tonight. Then the Hanchan 6 will be tomorrow at 2 PM UTC, I think. Something like that. I hope you guys are all doing great. And I'm gonna ask for SparrowHawk to create the room, and then I'm gonna hand the room number to all 3 other players. Nope, sadly Sentry won't be available tonight to assist me in commentating this Hanchan. Okay, the room has been created. I'm gonna send the room number to everyone so you can join the room and begin the game right away. So hang on, we have so I'll take this opportunity as well to present all 4 players that are gonna attend the 5th Hanchan tonight. So hang on just 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right. So for Kitaura Gaming, we will have Moko. So I'm gonna send Moko the invite. Then for Nyanshanten, we will have SparrowHawk. Then for Origami Mio, we will have Schi. And finally, for even Invincible Ichihime, we will have Bongo. So hang on. And here we go. So you guys should have all received the room number. You can all join and begin the game as soon as you are all ready. Okay, seems like everyone has been able to join, and indeed the game has just begun. It's not even loaded properly yet. It's still in the midst of loading for all players, but the game has started indeed, so good luck to everyone, and we will be able to begin watching the match in a few, well, in a few minutes. So I'm gonna check several times until we see the countdown. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes to wait, as per usual. But war has already broken out for our 4 contenders tonight. Okay, 2 minutes left. I'm gonna take this opportunity to present to everyone once again the teams, the players, and well, basically what we can expect from everyone. So as a reminder, we have Moko from Kitaura Gaming, who is a very strong Saint 1 player, playing mostly Tonpusen in Jantama at least, well in Mahjong Soul, but a very, very strong player still. We can expect quite a very serious play from him. Next up we have SparrowHawk, who is recently promoted Master 1, who is, in my opinion, a very, very strong rising star. I think there is much to be expected from him. And I do hope that he will be able to take my my team back in the positives. Okay, that's just me, that's just my 2 cents. Then, for Origami Mio, we have Schi, who has already proven in this league what he was capable of. Who, if I remember correctly, he managed to net a quite spectacular victory in Hanchan 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one Hanchan I first did interviews for, and she was basically the only one to reply. So yeah, reminds me that I have to bring my notebook to be able to write down notes again, which I'm gonna do very happily. Okay, and finally for Invincible Ichihime we have Bongo, which is not a player I've been playing against, so I don't really know what he is capable of. However, what I know is that he's a Zen player, so we can expect a very, very serious play as well. Okay, Hanchan starting in 10 seconds, gonna be right back very quickly, gonna fetch a pen. And so it begins. Alright, the game has started. We're gonna watch from Bongo's perspective because Bongo is the first Oya. So what can we say? There is already a Chun Pong from SparrowHawk who is in south with a pair of Hatsu and Chun. So already bien Shanten for now it's just Yakunomi. Could be San Shanten for Hatsu and Chun, so 2 Yaku high. Bongo being San Shanten himself for well, there isn't much to look forward to for now in terms of Yaku or hand composition, but I mean, it's a fairly advanced hand for now. However, looking at Schi's hand, it's quite significantly better. Already, well, San Shanten as well, but there is quite the firepower in this hand. We can look forward to Taiyo, Sanshoku, perhaps Pifu, if he manages to keep his hand Menzen, and there is one red Dora as well. Moko decides to cut the Nantoizu here, being already bien Shanten for what could be Taiyo and Pinfu. SparrowHawk has managed to draw the red Uso and already Tenpai for Kand also. So it would be Yaku Dora for 2600s with the Fuhane and Tenpai for Bongo, who goes for Diichinomi waiting on... Sorry, Diichi Dora waiting on 7-man. All 3 Sanpin are in Schi's hand, quite interesting, but still only San Shanten. No, Ishanten, sorry. Ishanten waiting on Doman or Supin. So either 6-man or 4-pin. SparrowHawk has decided to break his Tenpai apart to keep Bongo's winning tile. That's quite impressive. SparrowHawk, who drew the 7-man, dropped his pair of Hatsu to avoid dealing it to Bongo's hand. Still only dropped to Ishanten. Oh, Moko has disconnected as it would seem. Oh, but has reconnected again. Okay. Then all is well. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna enable Dylan tile. It would make it a bit easier to see what are everyone's weights. So there are still 2 7-man remaining in the wall. Quite a tough choice for SparrowHawk. Which tile will he decide to drop? Lianzo is safe, by the way. 6-man push from Moko, who didn't want to drop the 3-man for some reason. And Schi from Schi taking Tenpai by dropping 6 so perhaps? Nope. She decided to refuse Tenpai and drops the 5 so instead. Another disconnection from Moko. Seems like Moko has some connection issues. 6-man draw from SparrowHawk, who might be able to get the 7-man to become useful. Oh, indeed, there's only one 7-man, by the way. Yeah, sorry about that. One of them is Dora Indicator. Didn't even notice. And that's Tenpai Refusal yet again for Schi, who decides to keep all 4 3-pin in his hand for now. Schi from SparrowHawk dropping the 8 so to take a 5-8 Manzu Tenpai for Chun Dora. Takame Dora would be 1300s, but SparrowHawk is Furiten. With only, well, there's no 5-man left, so only 1, 2, 3 8-man remaining. He has to draw them though. 9-man very close but not quite. Moko Tenpai as well for 2 pins and 3 so. Draws the 8-man Dora and decides to break Tenpai, of course. She's still no 10 with all 3 pin in his hand. Moko back to Tenpai with a 2-pin pon, waiting on 8-man Tanki, same weight as SparrowHawk basically, except Moko can in fact win on discards, which is not the case for SparrowHawk, who is in Furiten. Moko has currently Tanyo Dora 3, whereas SparrowHawk would have Chun Dora Dora. Finally, she decides to abandon his hand altogether. SparrowHawk decides to break Tenpai as well. Bongo could not draw the last 7-man. And SparrowHawk drops the Sha, which was Genbutsu. 2-player Tenpai, Moko and Bongo. Bongo gets to keep his 0 turn for now. East 1, first counter, Dora is Hatsu, and Bongo starts with a fairly complicated hand. SparrowHawk also has a fairly slow hand. Same for Moko, but she has quite a resplendent hand here. Pair of Ton and Pe, as well as 1, 7, 8, 9, 5, 7, 9, the Uncan of Pinzo as well. And already the Enchanted for what could be Chanta Yaku Yaku Dora Dora. Quite impressive. Bongo has called the Sha, which is Otakaze, so a guest wind, to try and go for Honwitsu, Sozu Honwitsu in fact. Currently, Sanshanten, 3 tiles away from Tenpai. SparrowHawk might be setting his eyes to 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku perhaps, whereas Moko still has not much to do here for now, except trying to get his hand to a sort of winnable shape. Interestingly, Moko decides to drop the 8 from a 2-5-8 Manzu shape, and now decides to drop the Chun. It might be due to being able to see already 1, 6, and 5-man, which would make the upper Manzu being slightly less easy to use than the lower Manzu. Ton Anko for Schi. Ishanten for what would be Yaku Yaku. And SparrowHawk decides to drop the 1 pin here, meaning he did not have his eyes on 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku. Oh! Thanks so much, Eluka, for the sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tenpai from Schi. Tenpai on Uso Tanki. 5 So Tanki for Yaku Yaku 26 would become 2900s. 789 Sozuchi from Bongo, who is still Ishanten for Honitsu. Or rather, Bakahon. And Tenpai, in fact, for Kanshan 7 So. It would be 29, becomes 3200s. But there is only one 7 So remaining in the game, whereas there are 2 5 So remaining, including the red 5. So 2 versus 1 for now. Perhaps the 7 So might come from Moko's hand, although it's a bit uncertain for now. And Bongo decides to go for Shampoo, 3 6 So, with the 3 So being already used as a sequence in his own hand, meaning there is only 3 tiles that could make him win, one of them being in SparrowHawk's hand, and the 2 6 So being still in the wall. She ended up drawing the Hatsu and decides to go for Hatsu Tanki Furiten. That's impressive. Maybe it could be trying to defend against Bongo's fearful open hand, which worst case would be Honitsu Hatsudora-san for basically a Haneman. And Oyapane is not a hand you want to deal into. Another choice for Bongo. Will he pick Kandianzo or Iso Roso Shampoo? Which one will it be? And that's Shampoo, Iso Roso. So same as before, Iso are already used by SparrowHawk in his hand. So Bongo won't be able to get them, well, to draw them here. And the Hatsu just came out again, but she cannot win because she's Furiten. At least now she can finally pick a decent weight, because Hatsu was safe all along. And so he does. He switched for Suman Tanki, still for Yaku Yaku 2600s, same as before, with Suman being 3 in the wall actually. Quite a large weight for mere Tanki shape. But he decides to change for Suso. Suso Tanki 2 in the wall. So it's back to 2 versus 2. Remaining 6 So versus the remaining 4 So. Six So came in Moko's hand. What will he decide to discard here? That's only 1 remaining, and oh! Maybe a tone count from Schi, or maybe not. Will he go for it? Nope, he decides against it. He decides to play safely and wisely, not revealing New Dora while his weight is not that big to begin with. And that's the last turn. Schi from Moko, who manages to take Keishiki Tenpai. And no Haite or Hote. 3-player Tenpai, with Bongo still being able to keep Oya for now, and SparrowHawk being the only one no 10, has to pay 3000 points, 1 to each player. East wants second counter, with SparrowHawk this time having 2 Yakuhai pairs, Ton and Chun. Already the Enchanten for Chitoi or Sanchanten for normal hand. Might be looking towards Mansu Honitsu as well, or Chitoi Shanten by the way. Whereas Bongo has an average hand. There is 1 7 8 9 Shunsu, there is a Dian Man, there is a pair, there is 1 Dora, but it's only Su Shanten for now. Moko has a Sanchanten hand, but a bit slow with quite a number of incomplete shapes. She has the Enchanted for now. Enchanted actually. Would be Enchanted for Pifu, Dora, or Dichi Dora. And 2 Pom from SparrowHawk, who decides against Chitoi, decides to go for Toi Toi, Yaku Yaku instead. Already Enchanted as well. That's gonna be likely a battle of speed between SparrowHawk and Schi. Bongo seems to have caught up to with his opponents, being already the Enchanted with a very nice shape. 2 floating tiles that are the 3 and 6, so fairly okay Hanchan for now. That's not too bad, and very broad Nobetan shape 4, 5, 6, 7 of Pinzu that will be able to make it, well, to turn into a very pleasant shape. And here it is, Enchanted. So that's 3 players in Enchanted now. SparrowHawk might take Tenpai here, but that's not Toi Toi anymore. That's only Yaku Yaku. And he decides to go for it. Schi and Tenpai 6, 8 of Manzu. That's a Shampoo weight with 3 tiles remaining in the wall. 1 being in Bongo's hand, but I do not think it will come out anytime soon. If anything, it's gonna be it might be Onnaten, by the way. It might be the same weight between Bongo and SparrowHawk, waiting for the 8 man. Tenpai for Schi, by the way. Hanchan 2 pin for 1 Dora, no Yaku for now. Will he call Dichi? Yes, he does. Dichi waiting on Hanchan 2 pin for Dichi AK26 would become 3200s. And his Dichi stick adds up to the one that was led before in the first round. Bongo has a tough decision to make here. No safe tiles, will he push? And if so, which tile? He decides Tsumogiri for now. SparrowHawk has an even more restricted hand now, actually. With 3 calls, that's only... Ooh, the last Palman weight in Bongo's hand, that's 258 of Pinzu's weight, that's incredible. 3-player Tenpai, Hanchan 2 pin waiting on the 2 remaining 2 pin. Versus 258 pin for Bongo, no Ipatsu for Bongo. And versus 6 8 man, but no 8 remaining. Only 2 6 man remaining. So that's 2 versus... Oh! And there it is! Sam Hanchan lost to Shampoo. That's incredible. Yaku Yaku 2000 becomes 2600s. But SparrowHawk grabs the Kyotaku, which was 3 Debo in total, which is quite huge. Makes a total of 5600 points to grab and basically compensate for his previous losses by being no 10 twice in a row. Sam Hanchan, as always, a fraud. That much is true. Okay, SparrowHawk being Oya now. Has a Dabuton pair, 1 Dora, and lots of Lianmen. It's only Su Shanten, so 4 Shanten, 4 tiles away from Tenpai. But it has quite a potential, I think. Whereas Moko has a fairly... Well, it's a slowish hand because it has lots of Hanchan and pairs, but there are 2 Lianmen weights as well, and lots of middle tiles, so there is potential still. She has a very pleasant hand with a Sam Hanchan already, 258 of Manzu, fairly okay Sozu and Pinzu shape, although, well, this is where work will have to be done, of course. And Bongo probably has the slowest hand of them all for now. That's a Chi from Schi, who completes his Sam Hanchan by calling the 2-man. So he's left with his lesser 224 Pinzu and 355 Sozu shapes. The Enchanted for Taiyonami for now. SparrowHawk still Sanshanten with no other pair than the tone, but still calls it. So that's a Dabuton guaranteed with 105, would be 5800s, but SparrowHawk is still only 3 Shanten. Whereas she managed to get up to E Shanten now. The Enchanted for SparrowHawk as well. And the Enchanted for Moko as well. That's a second red 5 going in SparrowHawk's hand. That's gonna be a very powerful hand if he manages to pull it off. And the last red 5 came into Schi's hand, who has the choice here to pick either Champon or Diankan. He decides to go for Champon and Dianmen. So 2, 2, 4, 5. He would get Tenpai with 2, 3, 6 of Pinzu or 5, 6 of Sozu. So that's 5 types to get Tenpai with. Another call from SparrowHawk at Schi. Getting up to Ishanten now. And Tenpai! Dianmen Upapin, 5, 8 of Pinzu for Dabuton Aka Aka, 11,600 points. That's gonna be a huge hand, but there is Tenpai as well for Schi. Will he take the Hanchan or Champon? Champon it is! 2 pin, 5 so for Tayao Aka, 2,000 points. And the last... is it the last one? No, the third 8 pin came in Moko's hand, who will probably not drop it yet. So that's one... oh, there it is! 2 pin! And that's Schi's victory. Tayao Aka, 2,000 points. Managed to prevent SparrowHawk from scoring a huge hand here. And once again, Champon prevailed. East 3, this time it's Moko's deal turn. Moko starts with 3 pairs and a fairly slow hand with no clear Yaku to be aimed for. She has once again a fairly Tayao-ish hand. Bongo with a Tontoizu, 1 Dora, and SparrowHawk with, whoa, what a beautiful hand. Ishanten already. Probably Ipe Aka with 3 pairs, 1 Anko. There may be a possibility to go for higher, for something higher, but we will see. 4 pairs for Moko, might be looking towards... oh, that's Tenpai for SparrowHawk. Dama Ipe Aka on turn 3 for 2600s. If he gets it Sumo, that would be 13 2600s for a total of 5200s. Quite an interesting shape and, well, Tenpai, and quite a fast one on top of that. However, there is only 1 6-pin left in the wall already. Moko Ishanten for Chitoi. Probably Chitoi Dora Dora. She already bien Shanten as well for what seems to be Tayao, but it's gonna be tough to use the Dora this way. Besides Tsumogiri the Suso for now. And Bongo still Sanshanten might be looking towards the 789 Sanshoku as well as Yaku. With 1 Dora it could be up to 3900 points with an open hand, for example. Shampoo is the best weight. It washes your hair, it gets into your eyes, it burns your eyes, and so on and so forth. Just way too powerful. Is that gonna be a Chi? No, it's not a Chi from Schi. That would have been quite funny. Yeah, sorry about that. Doing shampoo the massive anxiety. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't work. Honor shampoo based weight but so hard to get. There's also the terminal shampoo that has quite an interesting win rate, I would say. It's something that you would be happy calling Dichi with, at least. Like waiting on useless 1s, 9s and so on. That's Ishanten for Schi, but it's not a very pleasant Ishanten. Still takes it for now. Ishanten as well for Bongo. And Tsumo for SparrowHawk. That's Ipe Tsumo Aka for 13 2600s, in total 5200s. Hitting Moko with the Oyakaburi means SparrowHawk will take the lead back. And sure enough, there it is. With everyone sinking below starting points, and we enter East 4 with Schi starting his first deal turn. Once again an average hand for Schi, who once again might be looking to a Tayao hand. Bongo with lots of honors, but a Dora Toizu. So at least there is firepower in his hand. SparrowHawk with a pinfu-ish hand with a nice 3-4-4-5 shape. And a Hanchan, a pair of 9s, so it might be pinfu and not Taiyao here. So, but still quite a decent potential hand. And Moko with 2 red 5s. It's 1, 2, 3. It's Hanchan as well. And it probably has the best flexibility out of everyone's hands here, I would say. However, SparrowHawk is the first one to hit Hanchan indeed, yeah. But she is not too far behind Hanchan as well. With a hand that should be easy to open, I would say. Hanchan for Moko as well. Apparently Sentry has ads. I'm so very sorry for Sentry. But I must actually I must actually leave the Twitch partnership thing do its thing because I need the money. Okay, I haven't had a single check yet, but it might come in due time. Hanchan for SparrowHawk, who has managed to turn his hand into a Ipe chance as well. 8 pin to get pinfu, 5 man to get Ipe, whichever would it be. Poor, no money here. Just super Shinki's watch. Need the money, didn't get any money yet, but ain't that money. That's very true. That's so very true. Yeah, definitely U5 gets me every time. So Moko, Hanchan, and I haven't noticed, but there is a pair of Pei as well, which is Moko's Jikaze Wind. Tenpai as well for SparrowHawk, so that's Schi's Taiyao Dora Dichi. So 7-7 waiting on 6 pin and 4-so. That's the 4-so is dead, so there's only 2 6 pin remaining in the wall. No Ipatsu for Schi. But it's a Shampoo wait, so I'm not too worried about Schi here, to be honest. SparrowHawk declined the Tenpai to drop the 9 pin, which was safe indeed. Still keeps a hand that might be possible to turn into Tenpai. Well, back into Tenpai. The true wielder of Shampoo. Middle tile Shampoo. Shampoo is the everything. Shampoo is the new meta. In case you weren't like aware. Oh, there it is. Tenpai for Kanlo pin. Will it work actually? Nope, he decides to refuse Tenpai as well. It would be on that end with Schi, whose 4-so is in fact almost dead. Well, it's practically it's in reality it's dead, but it might come from Bongo in case something happens. I don't know what. 5 man. Right 5 man in fact. One 6 pin came in Moko's hand. That's only 1 remaining in the wall. And Moko is also Hanchan as well with a very, very pleasant shape. Moko might be looking forward to pushing this hand into, well, all the way till the win. Well, Shampoo weight indeed is hard to win when you have middle tile Shampoo like she has currently. Because it's easy to use those tiles as part of runs, like you can see here. There is like 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. So it's very easy to see those middle tiles getting used easily by other players. And that's not Tenpai yet for Moko. And it would seem that for now SparrowHawk has stopped going for Tenpai altogether. Moko still Hanchan with a... well, now it's Tenpai in fact. 369 pin. Will he go for Dichi? There it is! Dich Pinfu Aka Takame Ipeko for at least 3900s, waiting on 369 pin, but not a whole lot of them left. 9 pin is dead, 3 pin is 1 remaining, but it's in Schi's hand, and 6 pin is dead as well in fact. Well, no, there's only 1 remaining. So it's 1 versus 1 and it's the same tile. I don't think there's gonna be a double on here, but there might be a Tsumo. Nope, there won't be. And that's probably a safe tile coming from Bongo and Ryukyoku. 3 No, sorry, 2-player Tenpai, Schi and Moko, with Schi being able to retain his deal turn for now. Two Dibu left on the table, one Honba. East for first counter. Okay, let's see. She has a Hanchan in hand for what would seem to be Dichidora or Hatsudora. Okay, there is another pair, so now she can actually open his hand and call Hatsu without being worried about not having another pair. One Hatsu would be in Moko's hand. Moko, who has 2 Dora here. Bongo has 3 pairs and a fairly slow hand for now, but SparrowHawk has a pretty interesting shape here. The Hanchan 10, so 2 tiles away from Tenpai for what would be Taiyao Aka. So for now, it seems to be the most flexible hand out of them all. Ah, but it's gonna be a tough choice. No, he goes for 1-man. Yep, surely enough, he wants to go for Taiyao. That's probably the best option here. Hatsupon from Schi. The Hanchan 10 for Hatsudora. With 2 diamond weights, 2 pairs. Unless he keeps the 6 so. But will he go for 6 blocks? Nope, he drops the 1 so prematurely to keep 5 blocks for now, with like 1 block being here and the other 4 being 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he only keeps 1 pair, which prevents him from moving forward by calling pawn, but he managed to make use of the 6 so in exchange by creating another diamond weight, which might be all in all much better. Hanchan for Chitoi for Bongo. Hanchan for Taiyao, or even Tanpin Aka for SparrowHawk, by the way. And that's probably a Chi from Schi indeed. There it is, a Chi from Schi. Okay. Nice one. He decides to toss the 6-7 pin Lianmen, so the 5-8 pin Lianmen, to probably keep the 2-3 pin to be able to use the Dora. Will SparrowHawk accept the 3-sided weight in spite of it being 3-10 and drop the 8-man here? Yep, he does. He can also get Tenpai with the 4-man, so that's why the 2-man is good to keep here, I would say. Even though you run into, well, you run the risk of being 3-10 in the end. And Tenpai for Bongo. Chitoi Dora-san, perhaps? Yep, he keeps it Dama. 3-pin Tanki waiting on the final 3-pin because there is only 1 left in the wall, 1 in Moko's hand and 1 in Schi's hand as well. Sumo would be Haneman for Bongo and it will overthrow the whole game entirely, but that's only 1 in the wall. Moko is still the Hanchan 10 with 2 Dora in a fairly okay shape, but it's still the slowest one. With Schi being Hanchan 10, SparrowHawk being Hanchan 10, and Bongo being Tenpai, but with a fairly tight weight. It's gonna be tough to make it work, but maybe. A Chi from Schi. Soon there will be a Chitoi and it will break Shiki. Well, there is a Chitoi, but it's not from Schi, so it doesn't work, unfortunately. Oh, the last 3-pin came in Moko's hand. Who will be Hanchan 10 if he drops either 3 or 6 so, but he decides against it because it would be such a painful shape. And sure enough, he drops the 1 pin. Chi from Schi, once again. Tenpai for Hatsudora waiting on 5-8 so for 29 would become 3200 points. SparrowHawk seems to be playing defensively for now. Bongo's weight is dead for now. As for Schi, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Schi's weight is actually dead as well. All of Schi's weights are in all 3 players' hands. That's quite impressive, but it might come out from either Moko or SparrowHawk's hand still. I don't think it's coming out from Bongo's hand ever, The only thing Bongo can do at this point is drop the Dora to try and switch weights, but I don't think it's happening either. But it might come from Moko if he draws, for example, the 7th Soul. She's cheating like girls' generation. Chi. Nice. Nice puns, guys. This is what we want. This is what we need. There's a chance to change weights for Schi. Nope. He keeps the diamond weight. Sure enough, Chiso is dead. And, yep. Oh, Tenpai for SparrowHawk. Waiting on 147 of Manzu, but it's 30-10. Still, that's a D-Chi from SparrowHawk. And Schi from Moko, who reaches Tenpai as well. But both of Moko's weights are dead, and probably won't ever come out. Only SparrowHawk can win with Tsumo. 147 man. How many left in the game? 1 man is dead, 4 man is 1 remaining, and 7 man is 1, 2. It is Tsumo! There is the Tsumo Pinfu Aka 1326 becomes 1400s, 2700s, and SparrowHawk grabs all the rib on the table, which makes for beautiful Furiten Dichi into Tsumo. That's beautiful. Incredible situation where everyone's dead, well, basically everyone's hands were locked out except for SparrowHawk, who was unable to win except for Tsumo, yet he managed to pull that win. That was incredible. Okay, finally South one. Back to Bongo with a very nice, promising Taiyao shape, perhaps Tanpin, with 1 lonely Dora for now, but it fits paired up or used as part of a diamond weight. It could become very interesting. SparrowHawk has a very slow hand for now. Lots of Jihai to get rid of, not one that could be called for now. Moko, also painful, quite heavy hand, lots of pairs. No easy path to Taiyao or Pifu. Perhaps Chito, in fact, with 3 pairs. And, well, pretty much the same for Schi, by the way, who has an even heavier hand with even more Hanchan and terminal pairs. So it's probably gonna be either... It's hard to say for now. It's probably wait and see for now. Yes, Sparrow has quite some patience here. Bongo and Moko still Yakitori. Well, let's see. So, Ryukyoku, SparrowHawks, Lon 2600s, Schi's Lon 2000 points, SparrowHawks Tsumo, Ryukyoku, SparrowHawks Tsumo. Indeed, we have 2 Yakitori still. So, quite a tense situation here at the table. Still, no one has a huge weight. Is it? Oh, never mind. My apologies. Okay, here we go. Okay, alright. We should be live now. Maybe not. Hang on. Okay, here we go. I need to uncheck this. Sorry about that. We skipped 3 turns. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I always forget to uncheck this whenever I stop the game to check backwards. Yep, thank you for telling me. Okay, so a few things happened. Moko is actually E-Shanten for Chitoi, as well as Lian Shanten for the Anpeko. Quite interesting. E-Shanten as well for Bongo, who decides against Chitoi to go for a more flexible Tanpin. SparrowHawk still Lian Shanten and Lian Shanten as well for Schi. So for now, it seems to be a duel between Bongo and Moko, but SparrowHawk has not given up yet. Hanchan by completing a penchant. That's beautiful. Hanchan for Pinfu with 2 diamond weights, so Pinfu is guaranteed for now. She is still the Hanchan with a penchant, actually 2 penchant, but if he goes for 6 blocks, it might give him a better, well, but the 3 so was already almost dead. Yeah, so he decides to drop the 2 so right away. That's probably for the best. Tenpai for Moko. It's Chitoi, likely Tanyo as well. Yep, Dama for now. Dama, Chitoi, Tanyo, 3200s. And that's a third aura for Schi, who still is the Enchanten. 3 man. Oh, that's Ipeko for Bongo. So back to Enchanten for both Chitoi and Tanpin. And that's Sunman coming from SparrowHawk. And that's probably alone. Sure enough. Tanyo, Chitoi, 3200s. Moko finally escapes from Yakitori and hits first place with a fairly okay hand. Bongo's deal turn has been stolen away, but it's not over yet. Still 3 rounds to go. South 2, SparrowHawk's second deal turn. Starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shanten in fact. Quite a slow hand for SparrowHawk with only 1 pair, so... Oh, that's 2 pairs now. Su Shanten for both a normal hand and Chitoi. Moko with maybe a 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku. San Shanten. Schi with a very, very promising hand. Bien Shanten for Tanyo, Aka. And Bongo as well with what would perhaps be Pinfu, Dora. With a chance to hit Pinfu if he draws the right Pinzu. Moko gets up to the Enchanten. Damn it, Chitwin friend is Moko my man. I will have to scold Moko after that. Enchanten for Bongo, but it's not as pleasant as it was meant to be. Hitting Enchanten with the penchant is always quite, well, quite painful to be honest. Still, he decides to take the Enchanten by dropping the 4 so. Decides to keep the 2 pin for now. SparrowHawk hitting Sanshanten quite far from Tenpai still. With a very heavy shape. She has a choice to make here. Quite tough to decide which tile to discard here. I would probably just go with 4 or maybe... I would probably go 6 man here. Okay, he decides to go for 6 so instead. That's also okay, I would say. Still keeps lots of ways to call Pong. Or Schi, for that matter. Moko rejects Enchanten by dropping Iso and keeping the Okurikan of Dianzo, but he's given another chance with the Suso this time. He decides to reject Enchanten yet again by dropping this time the pair of Sha. Oh, that's a much better Enchanten for Bongo, who will likely drop the E-man. Yes, it is. Enchanten for Pinfu, as well as either Ippei by hitting the 3 pin, or Itsu by hitting the 9 or 4 pin. That's interesting. There was the Anpeko chance. Yes, that's true. I mean, of course, memes aside, Moko was right to go Dama. Of course. That's an interesting Schi from Moko, who decides to use the 4-5 of Sozu instead of the 2-4 of Sozu, which doesn't bring him any closer to Tenpai. Still the Enchanten. Bongo rejects Tenpai because it would be a very, very sad 2-man 2-pin champion weight with 2-man being almost dead. And that's this time Pinfu for good and Dichi, sure enough. Dichi, Pinfu, Dora, Takame, Itsu. Supin Sumo will be Haneman, but there is only one Supin left in the game, and well, in fact, one 7-pin as well. So that's 2 tiles remaining in the wall. 1 Takame, 1 Yasume, 6-pin very close, but not quite. Ishanten as well for Schi, who has many ways to reach Tenpai, well, many weird ways, in fact. 6-pin would be Genbutsu. Sure enough, it's Sumogiri. Moko in a sort of a tight spot with no safe tiles whatsoever decides to drop one of his 4 Dianzo. Well, sure enough, if you drop one, all of them will pass, surely, right? Yep, he decides to drop the whole Kansu. Still Ishanten for Schi, who can't quite catch up to Bongo. Moko still dropping Dianzo here. Tenpai for Schi, but he will have to drop the red 5 of Manzu. Will he go for it? Nope, he refused Tenpai. He refused Tenpai and Tsumogiri the Sunman. And likely gonna be Ryukoku. Only one Tenpai, and that's Bongo, who is still Yakitori but managed to climb back up above 20k. South 3, first counter, 1 Debo on the table, and wow! 2 Uncle 2 pairs for Moko in his high pie as Oya, that's incredible. Already Dianshanten for what could be Sutan. But all of those tiles are middle tiles, so it's gonna be tough. We'll see. Ishanten already. That's probably 5-pin here, right? So Dianzo is 2 in the wall, 8-man is 2 in the wall as well. That's incredible. There is actually a chance that Sutan might happen. Ishanten for Suanko. There won't be any Sutan, but Suanko might happen. Turn 3, Suanko Ishanten for Moko. That's quite incredible. There's 1 Dianzo that came in Bongo's hand, 1 Chiso in SparrowHawk's hand already. Still both 8-man are in the wall. So what will be Moko's next draw? Oh, it was skipped by Schi, who called Pon on the Dabunan. Tenpai already for Dokupin. Dabunan Dora 3900s. We might not see a Yakuman here, all things considered, boys. And there it is. 6-pin, that's loan from Schi. 39 becomes 4200s. Tough break for Moko, who was already Ishanten for a very, very strong hand. A lot of potential as Oya. And we're already entering Orasu. That was quite a fast South 3 round. So quite still very tense situation. No one is above 30k, so the game will go on until someone reaches above 30k. And no one below 20k either. Yeah, this fast Tenpai was so very hard to defend. Schi's final duel turn, or perhaps not even final, actually. But for now, there is, well, it's Dianshanten for Dichinomi, but it could be Sanshanten for Chunnomi. Might be easier to just open your hand here. Ishanten, however, for SparrowHawk already, with 1 Dora. Decides to drop the Dora though. Might be looking to complete Tayo instead. 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku perhaps. Chunpon from Schi, still Dianshanten. Shantenkan hasn't changed. 4 pairs for Moko, who might be looking forward to Chitoi. Nope, he rejects Chitoi by dropping a pair of Qs, so probably getting closer to Pinfu or Taiyao. Ishanten for Schi. 2 Kanchan waits. Still Ishanten for SparrowHawk, who will have to choose between Shampoo or Kanchan here, likely. Decides to drop 1 pair. Leaves open the possibility to go for Pinfu here by doing this. Extension in League. Yes, we decide to play with default rules, except no hints. Thank you so much, Stan, for the follow. Thanks so much. Schi from Moko trying to get closer to Taiyao. Still quite far. Still Dianshanten. Bongo slowly getting his hands somewhere. Dianshanten with Diankan, Dianmen, Dianmen. Sorry about that. Oh, might be Ipeko in here for SparrowHawk. Will drop the last 6 so he kept. If he reached Senpai by calling, well, by drawing the 8 pin, sorry, he could get in for Dich Pinfu Ipe 3900s would be enough for SparrowHawk to reach first, well, to keep first and end the game by going above 30k. Otherwise, it will be a bit tough. Another pair. That's also a lot of pins, but I don't think, yeah, he's not gonna keep it. He's gonna drop the E pin instead. And that's Ishanten finally for Moko. Still Dianmen, Kanchan and Shampoo shapes. Schi from Schi, who reaches Tenpai as well. For Chunnomi waiting on 8 pin, 3 left in the wall. 8 pin who is also desired by SparrowHawk to reach Tenpai for Pinfu with the Takame Ipeko. Let's see who will get the 8 pin first. There's one 8 pin in oh, there it is! That's Tsumo, Chunnomi from Schi. 500s each. But he's still not above 30k, so the game goes on. South 4 first counter. And we start with, wow, those are quite beautiful hands, holy shit. So we have a Chun Anko for Schi, a Ton Anko with Peitoizu for Bongo, Dianshanten Dora Dora hand for SparrowHawk, Dora-san actually for SparrowHawk, and Haku Anko for Moko. So for now, the only one with no Jihai Anko is SparrowHawk, but he's looking for Taiyao Dora-san or Dora Dora. Would Taiyao Dora Dora be enough? Yes, it would be. 3600 points to grab, and Taiyao Dora Dora is 39, plus 1 counter would be 4200s. So there it is. Another Jihai draw from Schi, who piles up on the Hatsu, might be looking to Yaku Yaku for 3900s here as well. That is gonna be one very, very tough Orasu. Is Moko disconnected, by the way? Looks like there is some connectivity issues for Moko. Let's hope it will be resolved very soon. Yeah, looks like there are some issues here. Those are way weird, Tsumogiri. So there's a Chi from Schi, who has an Okuri Kan of Chun, by the way. Will he go for Kan here? Nope, he doesn't. He keeps Ishanten. Doesn't go for Kan. Ishanten for Honitsu from Bongo as well. Dianshanten for SparrowHawk. That's Dora. that cannot be used very efficiently, but still decides to keep it. Shanten from SparrowHawk. Very nice Kutsuki Shanten with two very huge Nobetan shapes. And sure enough, Moko has disconnected finally. That's really weird. No count from Schi, by the way. Decides against that. Okay, he's back. Okay. That's a relief. Yeah, it's a bit tough that it happened in Orasu in such a very difficult and tense situation. There it is. Pon from Schi, Tenpai for Yaku Yaku, 3900 points, waiting on 1 4-pin. That's 5 in the wall. That's huge. The odds are definitely in, well, in Schi's favor for now. But there's also Tenpai from Bongo, who calls Pon on Pe, and is Shanten. Well, Tenpai for Honitsu, Bakahon in fact, for 2600s. But also Shanten for Honitsu Toi Toi, maybe. And there it is, Tenpai from SparrowHawk, Dichi Aka Aka, 369 man weight, Takame Tanyo. It's more than enough, Yasume is more than enough. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 left in the wall. Ipatsumo Takame! That's insane. Dizumo Ipatsu Tanyao Aka Aka. And no Ura. That's Haneman. 3,100, 6,100. And SparrowHawk takes the lead and ends the game. Miraculously, because of Schi's Oyakabari, Moko managed to grab second place back. So we have Schi falling down to third and Bongo getting last. Wow, what a freaking game. What a freaking game. Well, GG guys, good job everyone. Well done SparrowHawk, by the way. That was a very intense fight. Holy cow. Nyan Shanten comeback script still on. As should be. Well, I haven't had time to prepare any questions, to be honest. Like, it was gonna be tough to find things to say in this. Oh, sorry, wrong. Yep, never mind. I'm gonna see if I can get the log from anyone. Well, if any of the 4 players are listening to me, yes, Sanma, no comment, please. And I lost on top of that. But if any of the 4 players could just send me the log, I would be very happy. Okay, she sent it to me. Thank you, Schi, by the way. Okay, here, and oh, here. All right. Oops, sorry about that. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what do we have? So it started quite slowly with 2 Ryukoku in a row. And, well, SparrowHawk drew first blood in East 1's second counter with, what was 2600, I think, with, was it Dichi? Yes, it was Dichi. It was, so who was, oh yeah, it was here. Okay, here it is. So, no, it wasn't Dichi, it was Dichi from Schi, but it was, well, Schi and Bongo, and SparrowHawk, who went for 3 calls and managed to draw, well, one of the remaining 2 6-man from Bongo. So just a... Okay, here we go. So 2000 becomes 2600s. Then we had... I'm gonna switch this off. Then we had Schi's 2000 point hand. So it was Tanyao Dora managing to prevent SparrowHawk from scoring Dabuton Aka Aka, which would have needed SparrowHawk quite a large lead early on in the game. Then we had SparrowHawk's Tsumo. So it was a Dama Tsumo Ipe Aka. So I do have one question here. So maybe it would be easier if I were to switch for... well, I'm gonna make it easier. If anyone wants to get interviewed, just join the Kaavi's confessional. Let's do it like this. I'm gonna review the rest of the game in the meantime. Hello there, SparrowHawk.
Hello.
Well, first, congrats on your victory, and thank you so much for your victory as well, as
Yeah.
we are part of the same team. And yeah, it was quite a very, very intense fight. Holy hell. So, yeah, I did have one question regarding this hand. So, it was all the way back in turn 3 that you reached Tenpai, so I'm gonna just switch the point of view. So here, you reached Tenpai quite early on, but you decided to go for Dama. What was your reasoning behind not calling Dichi here?
I assumed that none of the players would drop the 6-pin if I reach it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
They're all like Saints and Masters.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair enough.
And there's also the chance to improve the weight a bit if you draw something aside from the 6-pin.
Yeah, that's very true.
4P, 8P, which is Dora as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't reduce the value, and it would improve your weight indeed. So it was quite a nice Dama here that you ended up drawing yourself in spite of it being the last one.
Yeah.
So very nice one. Then we had so here it was a Duikoku again. So it was Moko and Schi's Tenpai, with Schi getting with a fairly quick Dichi time Dora, and Moko following not so long after with a nice 3-sided weight. So it was a fairly straightforward fold here. And the last thing I wanted to ask about, I think it was this one, yeah. So this was probably the craziest round of all. So we've had Schi being Tenpai for quite a while with Hatsu Dora waiting on 5-8 so. Bongo being Tenpai for quite a while as well for Chitoi Dora 3 waiting on the 3-pin. But, and that's where it gets interesting, Schi's weights are all dead. Same for Bongo. And then, when Moko goes for Tenpai, waiting on the 3-pin that is already dead and the 8 so that's also dead, then it's a 3-way Tenpai and you're, well, oh you called Dichi as well, yeah. So here was the moment you called Dichi, waiting on 147 of Manzu, 30-10 against 3 dead Tenpai that cannot basically get thrown apart either, because it would mean someone else might win. So did you actually go for Dichi knowing that it would be like tough to go for the win against everyone, or did you not perhaps think about your two opponents being Tenpai perhaps? Kamichi or Hanchan?
No, I thought they were Tenpai, and I was just terrified and forgot it was even 40-10.
Okay.
And it worked out.
It actually worked out very nicely. That was impressive. Dichi Tsumo Pinfu Aka. And yeah, in spite of being 40-10, you were the only one being able to win this round. So yeah, quite interesting. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. So South one was it was Moko's Dama hand that hit you with 3200 points. It was Chitoi Tanyao. So waiting on 3-man, and yeah, sure enough, you dropped it. I guess it was probably tough to read Moko's hand back then.
I mean, there were safer tells. I think I just didn't assume Moko was in Tenpai at all. I was being more careful of Bongo.
Yeah, that's true. Bongo being Oya means it's gonna be well, a bit trickier to protect your points if you like give him to them. You're gonna lose more points in the long run. Okay, then we've had South 2 was another Ryukoku with Bongo being the only one Tenpai after calling Dichi. Was quite a very nice Dichi here because he waited, he beat his time for quite a while, rejecting Tenpai at least once and finally going for Dichi once he got a sufficient hand. But sadly enough, his winning tiles were on the dead wall, yes it would seem. Then South 3 was Schi's win. Oh, it was a hand he dealt into. So what was it? So yep, she was already Tenpai actually. From turn 3, it was a very quick Tenpai. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, it was very tough to defend. Sure enough.
I did not realize she was in Tenpai so soon.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought if I was going to discard the 6p without it dealing, and I should do it now, but it was too late already.
Yeah, yeah. Sure enough, it was a surprise because the one hand we were all looking at was Moko's hand being already Ishanten for Sonko. But it wasn't like she was much faster, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on point of view. Mm-hmm. And then Orasu, once again a tough round. So this one was, no, it was a win from Schi, so it was 500 each. And then this one final round was quite something as well. So marvelous hands everywhere, with Schi looking for just Yaku being enough to go for the win, and you had more than enough as well with 3 Dora here. You could even afford to drop 1 Dora to go for 3,900 points. Did you calculate that far, or did you just drop tiles to just improve your value and efficiency?
I only saw that 8p was the Dora after I dropped the first 9s. So
okay, got it.
Here I was just going for efficiency first.
Okay.
And then
yeah, here...
with the 2m drop I saw.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, here is where we can say that Moko's drills that he posts every day paid off, because it was the right choice here, with the nice double Entotsu Kutsuki Shanten, with none less than 15 types to get Tenpai with. That's 7 with the Sozu from 1 to 7, 7 with the Manzu from 3 to 9, and 1 with the Pidzu, well, the 5p, even though it's practically dead. Still 15 types, so quite a beautiful Ishanten hand, with Schi reaching Tenpai before you did, I think? Yep, it was here, Pon, and then next turn, no, it was one turn after, so Bongo was Tenpai first as well, with Humitsu Nomi, but it didn't really matter because we would enter West 1 next round, with no one being able to reach 30k. And yeah, this final Ipatsumo. By the way, did you think about going for Dama in spite of not having guaranteed Yaku? Like, did it cross your mind at some point?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you thought like a 3-side weight with 2 people calling twice, would have been enough to say the win. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
And also, I had the feeling if I didn't win this round, it would get too dragged out, and I wouldn't get first.
Yeah.
So
sometimes you just have these kind of feelings that you have to win if you want to, like, you have to win this round if you want to win the game, the whole game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say it was like, it wasn't a move without any risk, because it did bring you below Moko, so temporarily third overall, but it paid off in the end with Ipatsumo. So very nice win, very nice game from everyone. That was some beautiful display of skill from all 4 players here. And well, thank you so much for replying to the interview. And Harry's hoping to many more wins for Nyan Shanten.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to remain slightly impartial. Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you so much, and I think I will end the broadcast here. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. So I'm just gonna remind everyone that tomorrow will be 2 p.m. UTC, Saturday, the 14th of October 2023. Hanchan 6 with Elric, Mana, Ariuka, and Aoi. Not Aoi? It's written not Aoi on Discord, but I guess it's Aoi still. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow.